Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonso. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at part 2 of the Vestal Virgins. Before we begin, just a quick reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Moving right along, mythology tells us one thing while archaeology tells us another. Our first question today is from Sheena. She wants to know if the Vestal Virgins were nuns. Sheena, good question. The answer is no. The Vestals were not nuns. Vestals enjoyed many privileges that were not allowed to other Roman women. They could own property and they could vote. At public events, they were often given some of the best seats. During the reign of Augustus, the emperor included the Vestals in all major dedications and ceremonies. They also had the power to free slaves and save condemned men. Lastly, since they were considered sacred daughters of Rome, they were respected by all. Now we have a question from Catherine. She wants to know why some Vestals were killed. Catherine, if a Vestal had sex and thus broke her vow of chastity, she would be executed. However, according to Roman law, the punishment for hurting or killing a Vestal was death. To get around this law, the Romans devised one of the cruelest ways to die. The Vestal would be buried alive. Now we have a question from Todd. He asks, what if a Vestal virgin was raped? Todd, good question. Regardless of the circumstances, the Vestal was no longer a virgin. Sadly, her punishment was to be buried alive. As for the man who violated the Vestal, he was sentenced to death by whipping. Now we have a question from Ignacio. He goes on to say that he doesn't understand what is so special about the fire. Ignacio, the flame was sacred to the Romans because they believed that as long as Vesta's protecting fire burned in the temple, Rome would survive whatever famines, plagues, invasions, or political crises that came their way. Vesta was important to Rome from its founding to its fall, and was intimately connected to Rome's legendary and actual history. Moving right along, we now have a question from Sasha. He asks, what if the sacred flame went out? Sasha, letting the sacred flame go out was inexcusable. Whoever was on duty when the flame went out was punished by death. Our next question is from Robin. She wants to know, who was Vesta and why was she so important to the Romans? Robin, Vesta was the virgin goddess of the hearth, home, and family in the Roman religion. She was rarely depicted in human form and was often represented by the fire within her temple, located in the Forum Romanum. Now we have a question from Gina. She would like to know how powerful were the Vestal Virgins. Gina, as mentioned earlier, the Vestals had considerable power and privileges. Marcus Licinius Crassus was one of the richest and most powerful of all Roman citizens, yet he nearly lost everything, including his life, when he was accused of being too intimate with Licinia, a Vestal virgin. During his trial, Crassus's true motives were revealed. According to Plutarch, Licinia owned a pleasant villa in the suburbs of Rome, which Crassus wanted to buy at a low price. He was acquitted thereby, saving both his and Licinia's lives. We still have time for a couple more questions. This one is from Gerard. He asks, what was Julius Caesar's connection to the Vestal Virgins? Gerard, when Sulla included the young Julius Caesar in his proscriptions, it was the Vestals who interceded on Caesar's behalf and gained him a pardon. Let's press on. Our next question is from Ingrid. She wants to know, who started the Vestal Virgins? Ingrid, the start of the Vestal Virgins was said to be by Numa Pompilius, the semi-mythical king of the 7th century before the Common Era. Tradition has it that Numa Pompilius was a just and pious ruler who established the cult of the Vestals in Rome. He is also credited with the founding of the position of the Pontifex Maximus. Tradition has it that King Numa Pompilius's reign was characterized by peace. Our last question is from Takis. He asks what brought down the cult of the Vestal Virgins. Takis, in 382 of the Common Era, The Christian emperor Gratian confiscated the public revenues assigned to the cult of Vesta in Rome, soon after the Vestals vanished from public record. This brings us to the end of part 2 of the Vestal Virgins. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. Just a reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. For your convenience, we have also posted our email address and Instagram information. We enjoy hearing from our subscribers and encourage you to send us your questions and comments. If you haven't subscribed to Traveler's Tales, please do. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Traveler's Tales will return with Warrior Elites, the Spartan Hoplites. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and fact, Artistos.